I've got to tell you, this latest book is so much fun. It's called Brooke Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old. It's funny, it's bold. You talk about some of the really hard things you've been through as you've gotten older, which we all do, because what's the alternative? What made you want to be so open, though, about this particular issue?
I mean, being honest and open has never really been a problem for me. I think that it's getting ahead and owning my own narrative before it gets commented on like it has been my entire life. So, I knew that I needed to be very, very honest. I also, the more honest I was able to be, the funnier I could make it.
It was funny,
Because that type of irreverence, you're so sweet. I see your face. I know that face. But like that type of honesty, we have to be willing to laugh at this era. We have to be willing to be empowered by it. I started my own company during COVID. I started a community which grew into Commence, which is now we're making hair care for women over 40. I've started doing all this research about marketing and marketers, and 1/4 of all marketing has a woman over 60 in it. The millennials are turning 40. So it's like we are a powerful, big demo who wants to look and feel their best. And we need to nurture that. And I'm sorry, I don't have one foot in the grave. I am dancing. I've got my dancing shoes on again.
We're living longer and better.
Exactly.
I saw you. Didn't I see you in Crocs on a red carpet?
That was because I did have to have foot surgery from dancing. You should see the other guy. But it was so important for me to write a book, but have it be irreverent. I was at a cocktail party and I had the gall to discuss my age with a gentleman who very quickly did not become a gentleman, in my opinion, because he said, "You really shouldn't have told me your age."
Oh, wow.
Like, it was such a horror to be an attractive woman who was 58. Wow. Like, that was shocking to him. And I thought, you know what? That's what I want to name this book. I want to say, because we imprint on people. People have imprinted on me, probably when I was 15, or Calvin, or whatever it is. And when I don't look like that, if I have the gall to mature and live a life, it's disappointing to them. And, we freeze people. We freeze those who die young, as the Marilyns and James Deans. And I think that was such an interesting concept to see what women... That's why we chase youth. We chase, and I'm sorry, but I don't want my choice to be you're in the hot girl at the bar or you're in Depends.
Right.
There's an in-between. There's a whole thing
there
in
better
between.
be.
There is the hot girl at the bar in Depends.
There is.
Very hot. And then cold, and then hot, and then hot, and then hot.
Yeah, you should have told that guy who told you not to talk about your age, sit down, because I want to tell you about menopause.
Listen, your book is so timely right now. Pamela Anderson was here last week, and she was talking about living her life on her terms at 57. Well, just saw Demi Moore accept the Golden Globes. She's 62. She gave that marvelous speech. And, women seem to be flipping the script on age. So what do you want women out there to know about whether it is too late, whether there is a second chance, what else we need to do? I mean, what is your message to women?
We sort of refer to it as this third chapter. I want women to...
How many?
We'll see. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what so much of our lives have been dictated by biology for different reasons, if that is what you choose. I want women to know that they're fabulous. I mean, it always sounds like a refrigerator magnet, but like, you really do step into a version of your own power, your own self. You don't have the time anymore to be envious or jealous or afraid or insecure. You just get tired of beating yourself up. And it's a wonderful time. It can be anything you want. It can be nothing. You know what I mean? But it's on your terms. And sure, I want to be in the best shape I can be. I want to be healthy. I want to, get my roots done. I don't, you know what I mean? Like all the things that I'm not ready to go gray yet. Like, it's just, that's my choice. But to not look at it with shame or fear or trepidation listen, puberty sucked. acne
It
sucked.
really did.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, this period is a bit it's we are not talking about it, and we shouldn't be ashamed of it. But we're also, and Naomi Watts is a very close friend of mine, and I'm very excited about her book too. But we're not just menopause. You know, they've sort of skipped over this, and now it's like, oh, they're the ones with menopause. And all of a sudden, it's like another disease. You know,
Well,
we've just done that.
You've spent literally your entire life in the public eye, and you talk about how you would kind of adapt decisions to knowing you were going to get scrutiny, there was going to be coverage of what you did. But talk about the moment it started to hit you that you have to live your life on your terms, not on trying to live up to the expectations of others.
You know, you have to remind yourself almost every day. I mean, you know, I was doing a live Instagram the other day, and you're not supposed to read the comments, but they're flying by, and you're supposed to answer them, and it's this weird thing because anybody can say whatever they want. And people were so out of touch. You know, they were sort of saying like, "Oh, it's a shame you don't look like you used to."
Oh my gosh! And you're like, in like which era have you been around forever?
The thought that we're so quick to
The question, the answer is, do you, bitch?
Yeah. Right?
Where were you? I needed you.
Crazy.
But I don't think it's one day. I think we do it every day with one another. We say, I wish you could see yourself the way I see you.
Yeah.
Like,
you could give
you would think you are amazing. Like, you're so stunning and different. And like, and when you start really making that the narrative, and that's what I learned about the Commence community. It's like, you know, yes, they wanted me to make something that they could go on shopcommence.com and buy because everybody wants to buy something. But I said, I don't want to monetize you. I want to learn from you. What do you need? What do you want? And when you start asking each other, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
And then, and what, you know, oh, by the way, I need this right now. You start lifting each other up, and it's actually so freeing that it's, you know, I don't know, I want my girls to see this. I want my girls to see a hardworking woman who took on a CEO job when I've never done that and had to learn a whole new language, and I was terrified. But the world didn't fall apart, and I learned a lot, and I'm still doing it, you know.
You've done such a catalog of amazing acting. I've specifically loved your comedy, personally. But in 1996, you guest co-starred in Friends, and you had a really funny, but also kind of a career-affirming moment during rehearsal. What happened?
I, you know, you go on to a show that's so well-oiled and so successful, and I was such a fan. All I wanted was for them to like me. I just wanted to be funny. Like and I thought, but I wasn't in the group. You know, they were very tight. They had all these inside jokes. And I watched, and they had one inside joke that they did a lot. And it made, and Matthew Perry did it. And I thought, if I can make him laugh, it's just gonna feel so good. So he would, you couldn't do it now, you'd get canceled. He would run and throw himself on the floor in front of a girl and pretend to look up her skirt. Again, you'd get canceled today. But I thought, oh my God, I know what I'm gonna do. So I took a running, I ran so fast from one end of the stage all the way to the other, threw myself on the ground and pretended to look up his pant leg. And everybody was quiet, and I thought, I'm on the floor, and I'm like, I just suck. And this is so, I look like a crazy person. And I'm on the floor for what felt like an hour. It was probably 1 second, and all of a sudden he started laughing, and they all started laughing, and he said, how did you know to do that? And I said, I've just been watching you, and I just wanted to say thank you for giving us such humor. So it was really sweet.
Moment on the ground is what I can relate.
And the rug burns. I had rug burns all over my knees.
My God, it's really good to see you.
Thank you.
How are the kids?
They are both in a sorority.
You're an empty nester,
They're
I
right?
am. I don't know if you're allowed
my
to talk
God,
about
they're
it,
grown
but
women.
they had Rush or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay, whatever
yeah.
that is, and they're friends. They're not trying to kill each other anymore. So it's
And your hubby
positive.
is good?
He's good. Yes.
Give him my best.
I will.
One of the great men on the planet. Our thanks to Brooke Shields. Her book, Brooke Shields is not allowed to get old, y'all. I'm adding the y'all. Thoughts on aging as a woman comes out. It comes out tomorrow. You can shop the book by scanning the QR code on your screen. But members of our studio audience, You so lucky. You going home with a copy of the book.